At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Well, happy Monday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You're watching Coffee with Krueger. Every weekday morning at 7 a.m., be sure to tune in for the latest on the weather updates. Of course, we start usually off with Krueger's Quickcast, and we're going to go ahead and get started with that right away. For those of you that just kind of check in the morning and just want to know what's going on with the weather for today, you can do that. You can tune in at 7 a.m. and know that you'll get the forecast right away, and you can be on your way. So let's get you right to it and start off with the temperatures out there right now. We're in the low to mid 60s for us in the valley, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and upper 40s to low 50s out along the coast. The visibility is looking pretty low out there in some spots here along the coast. Let's go ahead and start off with the camera out in Elk Country, just north of Trinidad, where we are seeing some fog out there. We're also seeing some fog out along the coast as well. This is a look out at Crescent City in Harbor District. You got a bird hanging out there. I guess birds love to nap on one foot. I'm not sure what that's all about, but all right. They do what they're going to do. But there you can see behind that bird, you've got, that foggy conditions and low visibility. That, of course, does support what we're seeing here in those visibilities. Again, take another quick look out at Elk Country, north of Trinidad, and you can see some of the fog kind of lingering there as well. But take a look at the visibility again. You can see down to 0 mile visibility in Crescent City, and that kind of supports what we're seeing there on that camera there out towards Eureka, about 5 mile plus visibility. So yeah, some patchy fog out there in some spots here. Out the door this morning, you can see temperatures will be in the mid 60s for the valley, mid to upper 50s for the higher elevations, and not to mention along the coast, and some fog for some of us along the coast right now. As far as Futurecast is concerned, it's not doing such a great job in predicting exactly where that fog is going to be, but I do expect more fog going into this evening and tonight, but no rain in the forecast yet. We'll talk about that a little bit later here, but temperatures are going to start off fairly hot. I know I've been advertising cooler temperatures this week. I've been talking about it all last week. I know, right? The main thing I've been talking about here is through the weekend, most likely dropping below 100 degrees in most cases, and especially going into early next week. That's what's happening today. It's still going to be a hot start to the week. It's later this week that we're going to notice significantly cooler temperatures, which we'll get into here a little bit later. But temperatures in the mid to upper 80s and even some low to mid 90s for the higher elevations, and in the mid to upper 60s along the coast today. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook, and this is where you're going to see those cooler temperatures. Yeah, mid 80s for the valley on Wednesday, Thursday. We'll probably see another minor increase for Friday, Saturday before we see another drop for the end of this upcoming weekend. And what's that I see? What's that you see? A chance for showers on Wednesday? Deeper dive forecast. We'll get into that. I always talk about this. You can look at this right now without me saying anything. What does all that mean? What are the showers? What does the chance for showers mean? Well, we talk about that in the forecast, and that gives you a better idea when you're looking at that. But again, cooler temperatures inland, cooler temperatures for Trinity County. Your 7-day outlook for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the Eastern Mountains, also the chance for showers in there, and that'll continue possibly for your Sunday as well. So yeah, it looks like we do have some of that wet weather in the store for us. Doesn't look like a lot, but again, more on that a little bit later. Let's take a look at the Boise fire, 12,913 acres as of last night. Really, there haven't been a lot of updates over the last few days for the Boise fire, but last update was at 91%. It's been 3 days since we've received a report on the Park fire at 99% containment. And we take a look right now at the Bear fire, as of last night at 45% containment. I did want to show you something else here because we do have another fire out there that is creating areas of concern. It's known as the West Fire. Now this is basically Happy Valley Road and Gas Point Road. So as it started, the first report coming out of it, resources are responding to a reported vegetation with glow visible on the cameras. Law enforcement of the area confirming a vegetation fire per radio traffic. Then, of course, they were saying 2 hours ago, units are in the area attempting to make access. The fire appears to be east of the given location. And then, of course, we got firefighters have made access to the fire. The fire is 4 acres with a slow rate of spread in grass and oak woodland per incident command. The fire is 5 acres in grass. There you go. So now we're up to about 5 acres at this point here. Let's zoom it in here on the map here, and you can see kind of in a rural area. It doesn't look like there are any homes where that particular fire is. This is not the exact location, but there you can see West Valley High School, not too far from that fire. And as you can see, the winds are blowing from north to south, but not terribly strong right now. As I look at, and we'll take a look at the winds here in just a second here, but generally they're not blowing too terribly strong at this point. So there again, you can see we're looking at Etowanda Way. We've got Few Acres Drive, Kimball Plains Road. Those would be areas that would be in the path of this fire should it spread to the south. Now, as we can see here, that is an image from a few hours ago. Let's take a look at the latest images. That same area, you can see it's mainly just in that form of smoke. We can't really see the flames, so it is producing a lot of smoke in that area, but it looks like it's kind of dissipated a little bit as well. Let's see if we can do a time lapse of this particular image here. As of 3 hours ago. Let's take a look and let's see what happened. There you go. There you can see the glow before sunrise. That's what was reported. Looked like it was a pretty impressive fire. There you can see the flames a couple of hours ago. And now we can't see the flames. So that tells me that the fire is not as active as when it first started. That, of course, also tells us that the firefighters, looks like at this point, seem to be getting a pretty decent handle on that fire. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update on that and what's going on with that. Now let's take a look at the winds. And the winds right now, not that terribly strong, as I mentioned. But there are going to be some areas that might be a little breezy here later this afternoon. But winds mainly coming in from the south is what we'll be looking at here later this afternoon. And a little breezy, too. And not to mention, very dry. We're still going to be looking at those dry conditions out there, most likely in the single digits to around 10% in the valley, maybe a little bit higher than that in the teens for the higher elevations. So as we look at our fire weather risk for today, yeah, it's in that high to very high range, unfortunately. It's also the case out towards central Siskiyou County and in the low to moderate range, off into the eastern mountains, as you can see right there. There's a look at Lake Oroville. A camera here. It looks like we are seeing the spillway is fairly dry at this point. We take a look at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Not much of a breeze out there. We can't even see much in the way of waves in the lake out there. Taking a look at Main Street, Chico, on Highway 32. Oh, unfortunately, these cameras have decided they don't want to update, including the Highway 99 at Neal Road. So let's go ahead and move forward here and take a look at the Sundial Bridge. This is the Sundial Bridge Drive on Highway 44. And of course, today is Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. We have been following one of the newest family members at Turtle Bay Exploration Park. It's Banshee, the barn owl. Now, they've had Banshee since it was a baby. And we've also shown you videos of that barn owl as a baby. Well, that barn owl is now a fully grown adult. So let's learn more about Banshee and what their future plans are. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. This is Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. We've got Adrian from Turtle Bay, and we've got, Banshee is certainly no one new here. We've seen Banshee, but Banshee is now full-on, full-grown adult, right?
I know, he looks a little different, doesn't he?
It's amazing,
When we tell people that he will be a full-grown adult at
Yes.
10 weeks, no one believes us. And then people have come back to see him and they say that's not the same owl.
Well, and it's kind of like when you have a child, and the older people tend to say, you wait, they're going to be grown adults before you know it.
In years.
Yeah, you have a younger one and you'll know what it'll be like.
I know.
But so we've got Banshee here, and so how has Banshee done so far as kind of growing up here?
He's been doing great.
Yeah.
We have been doing all sorts of programs with him. He is fully fledged now, so he can actually fly.
Right.
We haven't started really working with flying yet, but that will be coming up. So if you guys come to our winter programming that starts the 3rd week of October,
okay,
you might get to see the beginning training of him flying over people, which our goal is to have him in the show at the stage.
That's always fun. I've had that experience before, not necessarily with Banshee, but flying over you.
Yeah.
Banshee is doing some weird things here. What's going on here?
So barn owls have the best hearing of any owl. And so when he's moving his head around like that, he's hearing all the little sounds in the mill building here,
okay,
which are just quite a few little things that we don't hear. And so he's triangulating what those sounds are and where they are. And the unique thing about barn owls is that they have a split facial disc. So other owls have a circular facial disc. We all know that owl face, right? So he has a heart-shaped face because either side can move independently. Barn owls are actually the only owl that can hunt in total darkness because they listen for the sound of the pitter-patter of little mouse. Other owls actually need a small amount of light that bounces off the moon so that they can see a little bit to be able to hunt. So they just take the night off.
Absolutely amazing. So with that heart-shaped face, they've probably got a lot of love in them, right? I mean, that's what's going on here.
You know his name, right? Did we talk about his name, Banshee?
We didn't know, no.
So we named him Banshee because everyone thinks that owls just hoot. There's actually very few owls that hoot. We have one, his name is Chef. He's actually named after his
Who cooks for you.
Who cooks for you. But barn owls make all sorts of clicks and clacks and screams.
Okay.
And they are the Banshee scream. Oh, you know, the mythical creature, the Banshee.
Yes, yeah.
You'd hear it when you're in a cemetery.
Yeah.
That's probably a barn owl. That is their scream. And it can be terrifying at night.
Okay.
But they do not hoot.
No hooting.
No hooting.
No hooting. But since you're a great listener, I've got a few problems I like to kind of dump on you. You could be a good psychologist, right? Maybe? No, maybe not. So the wing, what's going on with the wing here?
He's stretching. He's like, I'm going to stretch my wings out
Cool.
right
I've
now.
never seen anything like that before.
He does it all the time.
Awesome. Well, Banshee, you wanted to go fly into the
he
camera.
sees Delaney over there.
Yes. Well,
He loves
Banshee,
to fly to
Banshee,
it.
it was nice learning more about you. Happy adulthood to you. Thank you so much, Adrian, for all of that great information.
welcome.
We want to get you out there flying. Well, that has been another edition of Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. So it was really great to kind of see Banshee grow up. And, 10 weeks ago, we did a segment on Banshee. I don't think Banshee had his name yet, but we saw it just as a tiny little baby. And now here we are 10 weeks later, full-grown adult. Beautiful, beautiful barn owl. So that's going to be one of those new animals that you'll be able to see as you head on over to Turtle Bay Exploration Park. By the way, I wanted to give you another quick update. Some new information has come up on the West Fire, now at 9.2 acres. Is what we're looking at here. According to the latest report per Incident Command, a hose lay is complete around the fire at 9.2 acres. Current resource order should suffice. So they've got based on the current resources that they have right now, they're not requesting new resources, which is obviously very, very good news because that tells you that they're feeling pretty confident that they should be able to get a handle on this. So let's hope for the best on this one, and hopefully we don't get any damaged structures. I sure hope this was not human caused. It had to have been, though, obviously, right? Maybe someone out there mowing a lawn or whatever. But I hate to hear about these types of things. Even if it's not blowing a whole lot, if it's, it can just happen. It can happen even early in the morning. We saw it happen before sunrise. Kind of crazy. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this. Let's go ahead and get you to, before we do that, let's check in with some of you, see how everybody's doing out there this morning. We are going to take a look at the first one who checked in this morning, and that was Debbie Mitchell saying good morning. Even before I got on, it was just that introduction music. We also have Stephen Koch saying good morning. We've got Stacy Fairbanks from Chester saying nice blue skies out there this morning. That's always nice to see. I mean, yeah, we got the beautiful blue skies out here for many of us in the valley as well. We've got Wanda Hutchins saying good morning from Oroville. We've got Tracy Sackett saying good morning from MacArthur. So thank you all so much for checking in. Big plans for today. You know, over the weekend, we have a new shed that is coming into the backyard, hopefully today or tomorrow. And we had to, in order to make room for that shed, we had some dying bushes. Now, I don't know exactly the kind of bushes they are, but they're like the stumps that they leave are almost like trees. And they were very difficult to get out. Thank goodness we have 2 young men in the house. Aiden is 15. Of course, my stepson Lucas is 22, I think. I think it's 21, 22. Terrible, right? 22 years old. And they were able to kind of help us chop it out. But and then, of course, my father-in-law was able to help. And we've just been kind of doing everything we can to kind of clear that out. And so my body hurts. Swinging that axe, that pickaxe as well, and trying to get that out. Let me tell you, that is a lot of work. And especially the heat. It was hot over the weekend too. But I did practice what I preach, and I drank a lot of water over the weekend and took plenty of breaks, a lot of breaks. As soon as my body started feeling fatigued, I would stop, take a 5 to 10 minute break, and then go back at it again. It's very important. You don't want to get heat exhaustion. All right, so that was fun. That's what I was doing. How are you all staying cool out there? The good news is you don't have to worry about staying cool much longer because we've got cooler weather in store for us. So let's get into that. Before we do, let's talk about our sponsor, which is Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, so take a look at the current conditions out there right now. We're seeing at about 60 degrees for Redding, 63 in Chico, and 64 degrees right now in Oroville. There you can see Alturas about 39, 49 in Alturas, and temperatures upper 40s to low 50s along the coast. So our headlines, yes, it is a hot start to the week. And I know I've been talking about cooler temperatures for this week, but it was one of those things where the main thing I talked about for early next week, which of course is today, was hot temperatures still, but at least below 100 degrees, and that's what I'm expecting for today. But temperatures will start to drop, especially going into your Tuesday, and we'll really notice it by Wednesday. So cooler the rest of the week with possible showers by midweek, maybe some thunderstorms in the higher elevations with no big heat waves in that long range. You know, a lot of people ask, you know, are we done with the triple digits? I cannot confidently say no, because how many times in my 25 plus years that I've been here have I seen that late September heat wave? It's not out of the question, but it looks promising, at least for now. But there you can see fairly calm winds at the current hour. We take a look at the winds as we progress through time through the rest of the day today. And yeah, it's going to be another breezy day out there today, especially for the valley, and especially towards Modoc County, the Eastern Mountains, and of course Shasta Valley and central Siskiyou County. How about Tuesday? Well, the wind's not as strong, but still a little breezy in some spots here. It's Wednesday that I've got my eyes on. Take a look at these winds going into Wednesday. Winds number 1, you'll notice they're coming now from the north and west. So we're seeing a shift in the direction of these winds. But we're also seeing some pretty strong winds, 30, even 40 miles per hour in some areas, including off to the east here, to the north. Doesn't look to be quite as bad for western Trinity County, Del Norte, and Humboldt counties, but still a little breezy there as well. Now you look at this, and it's something to be concerned about, right? Well, it is, but let's take a look at the humidity levels. So today, we have high fire danger today. Why? Because we have high winds and not to mention dry conditions. Now the winds won't be quite as strong tomorrow. Temperatures won't be as warm tomorrow, and humidity levels going up slightly. So our fire weather risk should drop a little bit on Tuesday. Now Wednesday, look at this. Remember those strong north winds we were talking about? That's not the whole story, because the other part of the story is look at the humidity levels. They're actually going up. We're getting into that 30-35% range in the valley. That's good to see that we have the higher humidity levels. So when we factor everything in there, we're in that very high range for most of us in the valley, high range for central Siskiyou County and Shasta Valley, and there you can see in the moderate range off to the east. Now notice on Tuesday, the wind's not as strong, the humidity level's a little bit lower, and then even though we have those strong winds on Wednesday, the fire weather risk is not that high because we've got the chance for showers, we've got the higher humidity levels, not nearly as warm, mid-80s for those highs in the valley. So that's going to decrease that fire danger. Now that's all going to be what's responsible for the winds, the cooler temperatures, and that rain in the forecast is this guy right here. We got an area of low pressure coming in from the Gulf of Alaska that's really going to start to impact our weather. So the bubble of heat that's been near us at least is starting to really start to die down and get squashed and pushed to the south as this trough of low pressure and cooler air associated with it starts to move in. Now it's going to bring with it the winds I was just talking about, chance for showers and thunderstorms, which we will talk about here in just a second. Now by Thursday, Friday, that begins to move out. Wind's still a bit of a factor on Thursday, but temperatures will go up again by the end of the week and even into Saturday. But then we have another shot of cooler air coming in from the Gulf of Alaska for Sunday and into early next week. This could bring us another round of some light showers, so some of the higher elevations on Sunday, maybe Monday, but now it looks like Monday, Tuesday, that'll shift off to the east. And this could also mean another wind event for your Monday, Tuesday of next week, but only time will tell at this point. Your temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center is putting us in the cooler than normal category, but kind of those lighter shades of blue, meaning it's not going to be terribly below normal. And we take a look at the severe weather outlook. Well, the Storm Prediction Center is actually, I think, doing a pretty good job this week with the potential for thunderstorms. I think it'll be mainly in northern Siskiyou County, in northern portions of Modoc County. But, you know, it's not out of the question for, say, southward into Mount Shasta, maybe even into Scott Valley, to maybe see some of those thunderstorms as well. But as you head south of there, yeah, maybe some showers, but I'm not anticipating thunderstorms at this point. And we'll see that here on Futurecast here. So as we go through the day and into tonight, we're beginning to see more of that fog really hug the coast tonight and tomorrow morning. So I think most of the coast will start off with some fog and some clearing of that fog for not everyone, but some of you along the coast on Tuesday. Then you'll notice some afternoon clouds developing off to the north, but no thunderstorms or showers just yet. Now I'm going to take you into Wednesday. There's that system coming on through. By noon, we're beginning to see a few showers along the coast, nothing terribly heavy. We're seeing a few showers developing in Siskiyou County, maybe even Modoc County. And then we progress through the afternoon, we're seeing those thunderstorms popping up. So again, you can kind of see where most of the thunderstorms are. However, you can see one around Mount Shasta, seeing that potential for thunderstorms. Now notice to the south, Futurecast not putting any rain in for the valley or even for the eastern mountains. But I'm still including that chance in there for places like Redding, maybe as far south as Red Bluff, for a stray sprinkle or a light shower, but not enough for you to cancel any outdoor plans. Same story for Lassen and Plumas counties. Maybe a chance for a stray sprinkle or a light shower, but nothing to cancel any outdoor plans over. So we look at the rainfall totals just to kind of give you an idea where most of that measurable rainfall will be. You can see along the coast in Del Norte, Humboldt County, also into parts of Trinity County, Siskiyou, and Modoc County. But no measurable rainfall is expected, minus the chance for a little bit of sprinkle activity here for the north end of the valley, and not to mention into the eastern mountains as well, but nothing measurable. Now we look at the long range, and the forecast models are having a difficult time here with Sunday's system. Now, if we're looking at the forecast models earlier this morning, like early in the morning, we were looking at some showers here on this map here for Sunday. It's now kind of backed off on that. Not to mention going into Monday, Tuesday. But notice this, we've got a couple of systems coming into our north on Monday, Tuesday of next week. That could potentially bring us maybe another shot for some showers. So we look at the precipitation outlook. Now when you look at this, you're like, look at all this rain over the western United States. That's looking pretty good. Not necessarily. You got to look at this right up here. This is basically saying near normal. So it's typically, you just probably won't see much rain, right? You start getting in these greens right here, which is where we are, and we're mainly just in these lighter shades of green right here. That's just saying, hey, there is a very slight chance you could see above normal rainfall in some areas here. But I just don't see a lot of rainfall on the forecast. That's kind of what it's looking like right now. All right, we switch gears. We talk about your marine forecast now and looking at those wave heights. Not too bad out along the coast here. We may see a little bit of an increase as we go into your Tuesday, but really shouldn't be all that noticeable. Looking at that marine forecast, one of the bigger concerns today will be that dense fog that we're seeing out there already this morning in some spots here. And we'll probably still be looking at that patchy dense fog throughout the day today. Okay, so here is your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Now what we'll notice here, I've got the chance for showers on Wednesday, not a lot. Maybe a chance for showers on Sunday. At this point, not a lot either. But what you'll really notice is that dip in the temperatures on Wednesday, and then they go back up a little bit and then back down towards the end of this upcoming weekend. But today, still pretty hot out there. We're talking mid-90s for the most part along the Highway 299 corridor, on Highway 3 up there towards Coffee Creek. In Trinity Center about 91, and Douglas City about 97. Now we take it to the south, and you can see a bit cooler. Ruth about 89, 84 for Mad River, out towards High and Palm about 91, and Hayfork, a high of about 94 degrees. We take you out to the north coast, southern Humboldt County. There you can see 84 degrees out in Red Crest, 91 for Garberville. There's a chance of showers on Wednesday. I'm not putting anything for Redway on Sunday. We take you out towards Ferndale with 69 degrees, 75 degrees in Hydesville and Rio Dell, about 74 degrees, 75 in Blue Lake, but much warmer. You start heading further inland with 95 degrees for Hoopa and 97 degrees in Willow Creek. Take you up north, 81 for Gas Key, 73 degrees for Smith River, 71 in Oric and Orleans, much warmer at 98 degrees. And we take a look at your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Highway 96 corridor, mid to upper 90s, I-5 corridor, low to mid 90s, just depending on where you are. There's a chance for showers and maybe thunderstorms on Wednesday for Wairika, and then maybe even into Sunday as well. Scott Valley, I've got that chance in there for you on Wednesday and maybe even Sunday, but don't count on much. Temperatures mainly around 90 degrees, give or take, depending on where you are in Scott Valley. Let's take you off to central and eastern Siskiyou County, where you can see Mount Shasta. Yeah, about 88 degrees, but a little bit warmer in Dunsmuir at 91. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm on Wednesday, and then maybe a few showers coming in by Sunday as well. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, Newell, 85, basically mid to upper 80s for your daytime highs. There's a showers, maybe thunderstorms Wednesday, more showers possibly on Sunday. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, there you can see Bernie. You're looking at a high of 88 degrees today, chance for showers. I don't expect thunderstorms for you on Wednesday, but you're kind of borderline there. And then maybe another chance coming into your Sunday. Otherwise, we're looking at 88 for Bernie, 79 for Viola, and Paynes Creek about 93 degrees. All right, now we look at your Lake Almanor, Lassen Park, and there you can see the chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms on Wednesday. No, I don't want to say thunderstorms, just a chance for showers on Wednesday, and then that'll continue on Sunday as well. And we take you to the south, you can see 91 degrees for Paradise, and there you can see, looks like mainly dry for Paradise on Wednesday, but maybe a chance for showers on Sunday. Susanville, a chance for showers. I don't anticipate thunderstorms at this point, but maybe by Sunday. Another chance for showers. Your Valley neighborhood forecast, yes, another hot start to the week. Temperatures in the mid-90s for the south end of the valley. No showers, no thunderstorms in the forecast for either Wednesday or Thursday. However, Red Bluff northward, I put that chance in there on Wednesday, but at this point on Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and keep it dry. So we look at that 7-day outlook. You can see that temperature trend, right? We're seeing how temperatures are dropping to the mid-80s by Wednesday, Thursday. You'll notice I've put that chance for showers in there. But if you have outdoor plans, maybe you work outside, maybe you're going to do something outside, don't worry about that. Don't worry. Don't cancel it. Don't cancel any of it. It'll be few and far between. It does not look like it's going to be all that heavy, if we even see anything at all. But the chance is in there nonetheless. Temperature staying on the cooler side on Thursday. By the way, windy for your Wednesday, Thursday. Low 90s. So we see another slight bump up in our temperatures for Friday, Saturday. And then by Sunday, we're going to be back down into the mid 80s. As of right now, I don't have any rain for the valley on Sunday, but that may change. We shall see. All right, let's see what we got going on out there, if anybody's out there. And let's see here. Debbie Castro. She was saying good morning. Let's see what she has to say here. Morning. I was laughing this morning. Do you know the progressive ads that talk about us becoming our parents because we know all about the weather? That's all of us. Yes, I have not seen that commercial. Oh, so I guess like older people are interested in the weather, maybe younger people aren't, would be my guess here. Yeah. I've just always known about the weather, right? Even as a kid, I was always interested in it. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you had a good laugh this morning. What else we got here? We have got Curtis Brown from 7 miles west of Red Bluff. We harvested our wine grapes this weekend, both pretty hot days and long days. Ended up with 261 pounds. Wow. That is pretty cool. So do you make your own wine? Do you have like do you sell it like commercially, or is it just kind of those like your local, like maybe just sell it at a couple of farmers markets or something? Kind of interesting. Gotta love that. That's pretty neat. I bet the grapes are delicious. I love that kind of stuff. Going out there picking the grapes and eating them. Good. Good stuff. Alrighty, well, I think that's going to do it for us this morning. What do you say? Are you going to have yourself a good Monday? Are you going to have a bad Monday? I think it's up to you. You can make that happen. I think you can all make it a good day today. Just be grateful that you were able to wake up this morning. Be grateful for the things that you have, and we can move forward with all of that. Well, we got even a couple of cameras we're going to leave you with here this morning, and we're going to start off with Lake Oroville. And you can kind of see the lake off there in the distance. There, of course, is the release. Looks dry at this point. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning on Coffee with Krueger. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And be sure to keep checking in at noon. I have an update there. I also have an update at 6 o'clock this evening with the latest forecast model data. And be sure to check in tomorrow morning. As you know, I've got a morning update at 6 a.m. And not to mention Coffee with Krueger starting at 7 o'clock. Well, until I see you tomorrow morning, have yourselves a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.